Hello. There's a lot of noise around me. Just by the road. Just by the road. Hello, Esther. Welcome. Uh, Today I'm in the shop and there's a lot of noise around because the shop is just by the road. So there's a lot of noise but I'm starting a new project. You know, when I'm in the house, I do the flower dress and all those motifs. Because those motifs is good to work with them on a table. So, but when I'm here in the shop, I do stuff like this because it's easier to work with on hand. Guys, please double tap to like the live, please. Thumbs up, Esther, please. Are you a crocheter, Esther? So in my shop, I'm also a loctician, as you guys know. I'm also a loctician. Here in the shop, I do locks. As you can see, these are locks there. And when there's no client, I always when there's no client, I just get busy and I do crochet. No time to waste as a crocheter. Are you a crocheter watching me? What do you guys think about the flower dress? If at all you've seen the flower dress we made on live, the most recent one I posted, we did that on live from Monday till we finished up on Sunday. I think it was Sunday, yes, and we did that on live, so everyone saw how we did it if you are watching my live. So what do you guys think about that dress? What do you guys think about the outcome of that dress? Please give thumbs up. So I love this color a lot. This yarn have been there, but I didn't have enough, so I didn't know what to do with it. So I just decided to use it. I have 4. I need 6, but I have 4. So what I'll do is I'll just do 2 color scheme, like the pink dress I posted is 2 color scheme, and a lot of people liked that dress and the color combination. So since I had just 4 and I needed 6, I decided to go ahead and do color mixture. So I'm starting with this. And towards the end, I'll just lock the door a bit. I think that's why there's a lot of noise. And towards the end, I'll mix with something like this. Though not this one. Well, this one has brown, but the milk brown, not this coffee brown. So yeah, chocolate brown. I could mix with something like this, but this is actually 6 plies, while this one is 4 ply. So if I have to mix with this, it's going to change the texture of this dress. So but I'm going to mix. I also have this multicolor yarns, but with this 4 ply, so I'm going to use the 4 ply. Yeah, I have them in the house a lot, so I'm going to use, actually I wanted a combination of brown, like a brown there. I don't know if you're seeing it, a brown or multicolor scheme, but I don't have a brown multicolor scheme. So I'm actually going to do with what I have. You know, we don't know, by try and error, it could be that it turns out well, okay, but that's what I'm going to do. The only brown yarn I have, I've already used it for this top, for this dress, but I can always undo it and use the yarn and then take another yarn to finish up the dress. You know, as crocheters, we always improvise. Guys, subscribe. Are you a crocheter watching? I think I should just put a question there. Are you a crocheter? Let me just put a poll. Okay, there is a poll there. Well, that's the poll. I'll just reduce. Yes, I've just reduced it, and then I'll go to all messages. I don't know my messages. I never see my messages. Messages are always on all messages. Yeah. I already have one vote just immediately after I posted. Is it you, Esther? Esther, are you a crocheter? Do you have an account so that I can follow you up right away? I have are you a crocheter, Esther? Because immediately I just posted the poll, someone just voted. I don't know who, but if you're watching and it's you, please let me know in the comment section. Do you have an active YouTube account where you post tutorials? Let me go ahead and follow. Okay. Like you post pictures or videos. Let me go ahead and wait. Do you have an active YouTube account, Esther? Then what about the flourish dress we made online? Did you watch how we're doing it, or have you seen the outcome of that dress, a flower dress? Oh, okay. Esther doesn't have the flower dress. What do you think about it? If you saw that flower dress we did, I don't have it here in the shop, it's still at home. I have a lot of stuff, you know, but this is rainy season, rain still falling. I cannot bring them here, but the target is this is December period. There are a lot of clients, there are a lot of bush fallers coming into the country, and when they are going back they want these souvenirs, you know, to take it back. And then they love this kind of airy stuff, you know, because there's a lot of heat where we are here in the littoral region. So that's why I'm doing a lot of this design. I have a whole lot of it. Excuse me. I have a whole lot of it that I've done. Excuse. But I haven't posted all. Like the one I just posted for the thumbnail for this live. Excuse. That's why I'm making more of them, because where we are there is a lot of heat, and when people come in they like to wear airy stuff here. So that's why for this period I decided to do this airy stuff, these airy dresses, which is still chic, classy, you know. I have them in different color schemes, long, short. So this one I'm going to make is going to be a short one, and then with sleeve. I realize that many people love these dresses with sleeves. Not many people like to leave their sleeves bare. Even when they come here in the shop, they want to buy something. Like I really ran out of dresses. These are the tops that are remaining. You know, they always want things that can cover up their arms. So many a times I find myself adjusting clothes that are already made, because when they come, someone could be fat, you know, and chubby, the person cannot, they have stress mark, and so they would like to close it up. Now I've made a design that is just halfway. I find myself, so whenever they buy, I have to start working on them again, just so that, you know, to satisfy them according to how they want it. So that's why I'm making this. The original design actually is in two forms: the long sleeve and just the short, you know, sleeve. So due to experience here, I decided to start making them with sleeves, either short sleeve on the arm, around the arm or elbow, and then long sleeve around the wrist. For those who want the long sleeve, or the ones who want the short sleeve, the majority want the dress with sleeve. Okay, so that's a little survey I did, and I realized that a lot of people like this particular design. It's easy to go free to wear, you know. Yeah, so that's why I'm making more of it for souvenirs and other stuff, but most of them are airy stuff. I don't like making this tight stuff, apart from these tops I made, the short sleeve, long sleeve. So apart from those tops, I really don't like making a whole dress on its own, you know, with a tight stitch, because of wear relief. There's a lot of heat. So you want to make something that people will wear for a longer period of time, the whole day, without complaining that it's hot, you know. Yeah, but if in the southwest, if I was in the southwest, I'll make things that are very thick, tight, you know, those sweaters, yes. But a lot of people don't buy sweaters here, so I don't bother about making them. I make things that I also see and buy, you know, because I have my targets, I have my clients that I want to attract, and the period in which I'm making them, you know, I know the kind of people that are coming in, and the kind of people that want the kind of things they like, you know, from past experience. So yeah, that's why I did that. And a lot of people too are going to the beach during this period, this December period. So I decided to make something that will also fit for the beach, fit for a casual outing, fit for an evening dinner, and fit for a date, you know. Yeah, so that's why I chose this design and making it in a way that people would like to wear them. Yeah, and not just this dress, there's this dress, there is a 4 yarn dress. I wore that last year, my Christmas break. I wore that on a Christmas day. A lot of people loved that, and I even sold it, as I've sold that dress, and I've made another one, sold it. So I decided to make more of them for the same period. Yes. And a lot of people, when they see the dresses, they don't know how to wear them, they don't know how to combine them. For example, when they see something that is see-through, they'll be wondering how I can wear this for a dinner. I can wear, in their mind, the first thing that comes to their mind is that crochet is for the beach. Crochet is, comme on dit ici en français, crochet c'est pour la plage. So whenever they see a crochet dress, the first thing that comes to their mind is the beach. They don't know that they can wear crochet as an outing dress. They don't know that they can wear crochet as an evening dress, a dinner dress, or a girlies outing dress, you know. So when I make them, I try as much as possible to wear them, to show people how they should wear them, or how they can wear it. I have a dress that I was selling here. A customer came, she liked the dress, she liked the yarn, but she was like, mais c'est pour la plage, no, as in, is this for beach, right? Is this not for beach? How do I wear to go to where I'm going to? I said, yes, you can wear it for the beach, you can wear it for an evening dress. It depends on how you style it up. You know, there's a way you wear it. There you wear a dress, you can wear a dress, and you can style a dress, you know. So I showed her a picture of that same dress on me. Immediately she saw that picture, she bought that dress. But now she told me to adjust the sleeve. She wanted something that will cover her arm because she has stress mark. So if she had not seen that picture, she would not know how to wear that dress. I just simply wore is a little black dress inside, and then I threw that dress on it. It was so classic. I went for a Christmas dinner You know, my husband and I were invited for a Christmas dinner somewhere, and I wore that dress. Everyone who saw that dress, guys, see. And the best part of it, I did not do too much. I didn't do too much makeup. As you see me, I just took out my wig. I didn't do too much makeup. I just did a light makeup, and then I did cornrows, the French cornrows, le crochet. I did French crochet, les nattes. J'ai fait les nattes. I did, how do I explain that? Anyway, French cornrows. I did that. And not much makeup. I didn't do too much makeup. I just did a little lipstick. And I was natural, no earrings, but I did a necklace. I added a necklace to it. And trust me, guys, sorry. It was so perfect. A lot of people love it. A lot of people, but you know, many people were asking for that same color, but I didn't have that same color because the yarns have, I have a lot of the yarns, but not, one, to make one dress, you need at least 4 balls, and I bought about six of each colors. So I couldn't recreate that same color, you know, but I ended up having like two balls remaining, which cannot make a dress. So that's how I'm stuck on that particular design for this period. But I have a lot of stuff coming. The shipping companies are actually, you know, not so reliable these days, especially towards this December period. And also I was, the target for these stuffs I'm making, I'm not so bothered not exposing them outside, you know. I'm not very bothered because I have my target. My target is December periods for those coming in, you know, people want to go to places. Secondly, fairs, trade fairs. There are a lot of trade fairs during the Novembers, Decembers. So, you know, it's a periods where you have a lot of people coming in and they want to buy, they want to, you know, yeah. So that's why I decided to make these designs and lots of them so that I can satisfy a lot of people. Yep. Even here, I have people coming in here and they have like, propose me something. I'm going for this, I'm going for this. This is my budget. I always like to work with people's budgets. When you call your budget, I just propose what can go for your budget. Someone might be showing me a peacock stitch dress, like a dress is there, that one on a mannequin, the peacock feather dress. That's something that will not sell less than 40,000 francs. Can even be up to 80,000 francs, 100,000 francs. But here, someone will come and say, I have 20,000, but the person wants the what is not even less than 40,000 francs. So you see that we go about arguing up and down for no reason. So I always like to, even with the lock stuff, even with the locks, I always like to ask people's budget. What is your budget? So let's work with your budget. So if you tell me your budget is 20K, I'll propose, even this one, I'll propose things like this. Yes, it doesn't take a lot of yarn than the tight. If for example you want this but you don't want it see-through, okay, I'll propose the tight version of it, the tight stitch version of it, the same thing but tight stitch version. But of course you're going to pay times 2 of what you're paying for this one, because we're going to be using times 2 quantity of yarn that we have used for this one. So that's it. When you tell me your project is this, your budget is this, I always go about calculating that, okay, this is what can go for your budget. Are you okay? So if you're okay with it, fine, we'll go ahead to work on your own design that goes with your. We don't just send you away that no, this is what you want and this is the amount, you don't have the amount, and you go always propose other things. Sometimes they don't even know that there are other better things existing. They just come with a particular picture, or let me see, or for example they saw Vicky James dress, I want that same dress, but they are not able to pay the price. Okay, we can propose something that looks like it. We can also mimic something that looks like it, which is not it. We use the same color combinations, but the stitch, we change the stitch. For example, the Vicky James, the famous dress, they use the clam stitch. You know, if you come, you want that same dress, we can still do it for you. But if we're now working on your budget, we will do something that will go with your budget. We can do, instead of doing the clam stitches, We can use the same yarn and do the mesh stitch like this. We know that you will not take a lot of yarn, because one reason why the dress is very expensive too is because of the quantity of yarn that was used, the quality and the quantity of yarn that was used. So yeah, we can decide to do this mesh stitch in it and do in a way that is going to be fluffy, you know. Yeah, so if you accept to do it, if you truly want to wear the same, thank you for the like, thank you. If you truly want to wear the same as what she wore, of course you should be ready to pay, but at the same time again, you can still have the same but not with the same yarn. I've done that design. I think this is the second time I've done it. The second time I created a yarn myself using normal sewing thread. I bought those threads, did the yarn winding, color combinations, and then I tested it. I even preferred using that than to use this milk cotton yarn. The first one I did, I used milk cotton yarn. Milk cotton yarn is very heavy. That's why you see, for everyone who has done that particular design, quote me anywhere, for everyone who has done that particular design, the original creator, which is Hook by Lide, hers is still the best because of the yarn she used. And that yarn you get it from UK, Amazon, or Etsy. It's very expensive. You cannot take 2,000 francs to buy one ball of yarn. And then a design would take about let's say 15, at least 15. Let me not say 15. Let's say 20, at least 15 of 20 of that particular yarn. Let's take 20 times 2,000 francs. We're just taking 2,000 francs. That's an estimate, because I know that yarn is not less than 2,000 francs. Let's say 20 bowl of yarn times 2,000 francs. That's 40,000 just for the yarn alone. That's for the short. We're talking about the short version, not the long version, because I abandoned the first one I did. I abandoned the first one. How can I make the second one if I've not made the first one? The longs, if I've not been able to make the short, how can I make the long one? Now, taking for example the short one, I just bought the yarn online. It's not cheap, guys. It is not cheap. Shipping fee, custom duty for it to get to me. Imagine that just for the two sets. When I talk about 20, I'm talking about just the skirt alone, not the top and the skirt, and for the short one. So let's just take, and we're doing an estimate. Let's say the yarn is 40,000 francs. Let's just say 50. The yarn alone is 50K. Now you have girls that you're paying to do that work. The skirt and the top takes about 1 week. Let's just say 1 week for it to be done. If you want it faster, of course you get other hands to do the work. It means you're employing people to do that work. Let's say, for example, you've employed 2 people, one for the top, one for the skirt. You are using yarn worth 40,000, and you want to pay those people at least 10,000 francs for doing the work. That's already 60,000 francs. You used AC. My AC is on, because when I'm working, I'm sweating. My AC is on. Let's say AC while doing this dress is about 5,000 francs. We're already at 65,000 francs. Let's say we had lunch. I bought them food for those days that they were working. Let's say food for those days that they were working, it's about 5,000 francs. We're already at 70,000 francs. There is electricity, lighting, there is bills. Let's just say 5,000 francs for that while we're doing that work. That's 75,000 francs. Let's say what other cost? Transportation to come to work. Transportation. Let's say 5,000 francs for the days that you are doing that work, plus the transportation of your workers. Let's say 5,000 francs. We're already at 80,000. The rent. What if that was the only project you did for that month or for that week, and you have four weeks, and your rent is, let's say my rent here a month is 100,000 francs divided by 4. If in a week I took just a week to do that, I took a week to do that particular design, That's how much you divide 100,000 francs divided by 4, you have 25,000 francs. So we're already at 100,000 francs for the cost of making that dress. Just the cost, 100,000 francs. Okay, we need what about the salary, the wage? Okay, we've already put the wage. Now let's put the owner's capital. You need capital to increase the business, of course, because when you pay, if you tax just what the number of yarn you use to make that dress, it means you only remain at making one dress. But now you want to be making more dresses, okay, so that you can supply to many people. Of course, you need capital. So running capital, you add it to that dress. Let's say 5,000, already at 105,000. CEO salary, your own salary, because you have to pay yourself. Let's say 10,000 francs, already at 115,000. Now the profit. How do you determine a profit? I used to say that you can never know the profit without the price, the actual price. You only know the profit after you have determined the main price, you have calculated the cost, and then you estimate the selling price, and then take the selling price minus the capital or the cost to know your profit. And you don't know the selling price, you cannot know the selling price. You cannot know your profit without knowing your selling price. So selling price is always an estimated amount. Selling price is always an estimated figure. So you estimate your selling price. Let's say, okay, if you know that your cost is 115,000, you estimate that your selling price should be 200,000. In that 200,000 minus 115,000, how much will remaining? 85,000. So you know that your profit is 85,000, and it's your profit that you will use to get more dresses. You can save from your profit. You can buy more yarns for more of the dresses. That's reinvestment. Call it reinvestment. From that profit, you remove your savings. Is it 20% you will save, or is 10%? Depends on you. From that profit, you remove your reinvestment capital. From that profit, you remove is it your leisure money, whatever it is you want to use to go and all that. So that's why some designs come very expensive, because after calculating the cost alone of making that dress, you see that it's very expensive. So at the end of the day, it's the cost of the dress that is always expensive, not even the profit, or the actual selling price. Yeah. Okay, we have 3 votes for crochet. Yeah. So by the time I'm done making this dress, I already know the number of yarn I've used. That is why it's very important for you to not make a dress, especially if you're a beginner or intermediate. If you're not a professional, if you cannot estimate, if you cannot look at the design and estimate the cost, don't do that particular design. Or it's good to just overcharge so that at the end of the day you will not be at the losing end. Like this Vicky James dress. If you're a beginner, I will not advise you to do that dress until you have done it before for yourself. I will not advise you do it as a command, as an order from someone. Try and do it first yourself, for yourself. Then you can now sell it out, and then you can now decide to take orders. Because you might be tempted to undercharge yourself. You need to first of all do it to know the amount of yarns you have used, to know the degree of work that it entails to do it, the time that it entails to do it. Like this one I'm doing, I can easily charge this one because I have an experience of the quantity of yarn, the time it takes to finish up a project, and everything I need to make this particular project. So it's easy for me to actually charge for this, to actually accept as an order, no matter the type of yarn, because I've done it over and over and over again, and I know how it is to do it, you know so I can easily do this particular project. Even the famous dress, I can do as an order right now. The first time I could not, until I tried again, and the second time I tried, it was very easy to make, because I now know the stitch, the type of yarn, the time, how I should sit, all the kind of the things I need for me to come out with that project. So it's easy for me to now take an order, and I'll know how much to charge, and I've gone ahead to buy the yarns, because I've tested different yarns on it, and I realized that there's a particular yarn that will go for that design, and that will make it flexible and lightweight, because it takes a lot of yarn, so you don't want to use yarns that will make it heavy. Yeah. So I had to try again the second time, and the second time was very, very smooth, and I think I can go ahead and do that one with no stress. I can take orders with no stress. Yeah. I think this is okay. I'm gonna make any increases here. I'm gonna increase the side.